Welcome to Manna at the Tap, a podcast of Tapestry Ministries. Each episode reflects a daily Bible reading from the Revised Common Lectionary. I'm Gloria, a fellow traveler on a spiritual journey with the Tapestry community. We call the daily Bible reading our spiritual manna. This daily manna nourishes our souls and fosters spiritual growth as we share insights and interpretations that enrich our spiritual lives. The lectionary reading for Wednesday, February the 26th, 2025, is from the Psalms, the Bible songbook. The Psalms are written in a poetic style, expressing God who is alive and can be known by all. They're full of highs of celebration and lows of despair and every other emotion in between. When one truly comes to know the Psalms, they will become like medicine, a balm for the soul. King David wrote today's psalm while reflecting on a time when he faced the consequences of his wrongdoings. Although he doesn't specifically tell us what his sin was, he shares his feelings and explains how he was truthful with both himself and God. The reading is Psalm 38. It contains 22 verses in which David expresses everything he's experiencing. But I want to let you know, when David has navigated through the pain in his body, his mind, and his soul, then he sees a glimmer of hope. So his circumstances will remain unchanged, but he will emerge on the other side, placing his hope in the Lord. The psalm opens with David pleading with the Lord not to punish him in anger. He feels as if the Lord is shooting arrows into his body and then pinning him to the ground with his hand on him so he can't move or breathe. David feels that the Lord is angry with him because of the sin he has committed. And this sin has fractured his relationship with the Lord, leaving him without shalom, peace, and strength in his bones are all but gone. He feels no joy, only gloom. The burden seems too heavy for him to carry, and all day he stooped over in pain, groaning from the anguish in his heart and the shadows creeping in on the light of his eyes. David did consider the consequences of his actions before he sinned, and I suppose that applies to all of us. How can we define the word sin? Sin appears as pleasure, but its consequences can leave us grappling with pain, both physically and spiritually. We commit sin only to later understand the repercussions. These repercussions are not always immediate, often causing us to overlook the signs. While David finds himself alone as his loved ones and friends have forsaken him, keeping their distance. But in their absence, his enemies will scheme throughout the day to devise a trap designed to destroy him. David is powerless to defend himself. There's nothing he can do to change his situation. But in the middle of the psalm, David makes a decisive turn. He realizes that God can assist him and he can place his hope in the Lord. Only the Lord can free him from the feelings of guilt that are causing him ongoing pain. And this situation will prompt David to acknowledge and confess his sin. He makes no excuses. He accepts full responsibility for his actions. He offers no explanation and does not seek sympathy for what led him to sin. He just confessed his sin. David pleads with God for mercy, requesting that God not abandon or distant himself from him. He yearns to be restored to the relationship that he had with God. This was the best thing that had ever happened to him. What about you? We all sin and are left with feelings of guilt. No matter what sin you've committed, big or small, there is a remedy available. Like David, you can acknowledge your sin and you can come clean to God. He will forgive you.